I'm now officially in my second trimester, and I'm pleased to report after my last update that I am definitely feeling pregnant again, and I've had the scan and everything was absolutely fine. Whew. So here it is. Here is the baby at 13 weeks. It doesn't get any less amazing the more babies you have. It's incredible how, you know, 4 babies down the line, and I can't even count how many scans, and it's still as incredible to lie there and see your baby on the screen. Just as incredible as it was the first time I ever did it. Thankfully everything was fine and okay and progressing as it should. The baby was quite active and wriggling around, and it was firmly face down, kind of tucked its face into like a little corner, so the sonographer couldn't get like a picture of or a view of the face, which was a shame because it wasn't, he or she wasn't coming out of that position, but they were moving, he or she, I keep saying he, was moving their legs, so they're kind of pushing up onto their toes and stretching their legs, and the arms and hands were moving. It was just amazing to see. So obviously I had all my blood tests and things while I was there. I have to go back for some more in a couple of weeks, and then I got the date for my 20-week scan, which is actually being done at 19 weeks and 5 days or something, so I don't have to wait quite as long for that one, which is really nice. We have talked about whether or not we're going to find out the gender. I was quite tempted this time around. We never have before, and this time I thought, oh, I would quite like to know, just because I've never known. I've always had it be a surprise, but my husband is adamant that he wants it to be a surprise. I'm kind of on the fence, so I figure, well, I get his point. He always feels like it's nice to have the surprise and be able to tell people what it is, as well as the fact that the baby's arrived. So the scan is obviously the most important and the biggest update to give you this time round, but also I have had a few other symptoms. The nausea is still not as bad as it was really early on. I do kind of get waves of it, as I've said before, usually in the evenings when I'm at my most tired and at my most hungry. Speaking of when I get at my most tired, oh my god, I've slept for Britain this last couple of weeks. Anytime that I get the chance to have a sit down, I will fall asleep. I fall asleep early in the evenings. I'm really struggling to get out of bed in the morning. I'm so tired. During the day, I'm okay now. I'm kind of functioning as normal, but when I stop and kind of take a minute of quiet, then I'm gone. I'm just out like a light. I'm driving my husband mad because we've been trying to watch The Crown, and we try and watch like a couple of episodes back to back, and I will almost always fall asleep, and then we have to rewatch the one that he managed to sit up through the following day, and it's driving him bonkers. But apart from that, I'm getting loads of sleep. I feel like I'm getting loads of good sleep, which is obviously really important before you have a newborn and you get 0 sleep. Oh, I'm gonna miss my sleep. I'm still getting that weird cold thing, and I'm taking all my vitamins, all my supplements and things, and it's not every night like it was before, but I still get evenings where I'm so cold and I cannot warm up. I can't, no matter how many blankets and layers I put on, I'm like, my feet are like ice. A new symptom that has crept up this week, much to my horror, because I had it in all my other pregnancies and it drives me mental, is jelly leg, as I like to call it, or I think it's actually called restless leg syndrome, and I get it anyway, not all the time, but occasionally. My dad used to get it. It doesn't hurt and there's no like discomfort. It is just the most irritating sensation. If you've ever had it, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's like jelly leg. That's the best way I can possibly describe it, but it only happens when you stop and kind of lie down or sit down to watch TV, or if you're trying to get to sleep, and your leg, either one or both, it's usually one for me, just feels like you need to shake it, like really like shake your leg to kind of shake out this kind of, it's not itchy, I'm trying to describe what it is, it's really difficult to describe. It's like a quivery kind of, squirmy kind of feeling inside your leg, and like I said, it's not painful, it's just annoying. Apparently it is really common in pregnancy. If you get it anyway when you're not pregnant, you're likely to get it worse when you're pregnant. Thankfully it hasn't got too bad yet. When I was pregnant with Aiden, towards the end of my pregnancy, I used to get it every single night. I could feel it coming on, and I think it's worse because you feel it coming on and you tense in your mind because you're like, oh God, not this again. And I think that actually probably makes it worse. So far in this pregnancy, I've only had it maybe once or twice in the last week or so it's nothing too bad. But just as soon as I had it again, I thought, oh God, this is like my number one most hated pregnancy symptom. Without a doubt, I cannot bear it because you can't relax, and you can't, once it really does kick in, you can't just ignore it. It's so annoying. I've done a lot of reading up about it, and there's a couple of things that are recommended to, like, diet wise, that seem to like make it better or make it go away. One is bananas, which I hate, which is helpful. I can't stand bananas, so I'm gonna try and maybe have them. I don't mind them frozen, blended into a smoothie, or in banana bread or cake. Those are my options. I think I'll try the smoothie one first. And the other one is tonic. It's either tonic or soda. Tonic water, which I'm not sure is particularly good for you in pregnancy, so I'm gonna check on that. But if I am able to have tonic water, I'll try it, because I'll try anything. The other thing that helps is being active in the day, and yoga really, really helps. Please leave a comment below if you have had the dreaded jelly leg, restless leg thing, and how you coped with it, if you had any sort of miracle cures or preventative things or particular exercises or stretches that worked for you. I will try anything to stop it from being a daily thing, because it drives me up the wall. I can't stand it. The other thing I wanted to mention, which isn't a symptom or anything like that, but something that has been on my mind for the last couple of weeks, is that Aiden, my 3-year-old, has had chicken pox, and as soon as I heard that it was going around his nursery, it like filled me with dread, because I thought, oh my God. And that was obviously before I'd Googled it. I knew, like, from previous experience that it isn't a danger to a pregnant woman if you've had it yourself before and you have an immunity to it. And I have had chicken pox, and my 2 elder children had chicken pox years ago, and I didn't get any sort of recurrence of the virus, so I know I'm kind of immune to it, but it's still a worry, isn't it? It's just like one of those things that you don't need to be stressing about when you're pregnant. My little cravings updates on these videos are going to be really dull because I don't seem to have any new... Oh no, I do have a new one, I'd forgotten. I had this, again, it's one of those that I had with my other 3 pregnancies as well, and it's ice lollies, specifically cider apple ice lollies. If I can't get hold of cider apple ice lollies, then lemonade ice lollies come a close second. But the other day, bless him, I sent Dan out because I was really craving an ice lolly and we didn't have any. So he went to the shop for me, and the shop didn't have either of those 2 things, so I had to make do with an orange Calippo, which actually wasn't too shabby. As long as it's cold, icy, and it has some sort of citrusy flavour going on, then that is fine by me. My other cravings are pretty consistent with before. I'm still into my olives and my pickles and cheese, as ever. Again, it's all kind of savoury stuff and not so much sweet stuff at the moment. So the other really, really exciting thing that happened in the last couple of weeks is that we started to tell people our news, and we told the kids now, and it was just the reaction. I couldn't have asked for a better reaction to the news. I wanted to wait until we'd had the scan so that I had something to show them, and it's a long time for them to wait anyway, so I thought if I wait until then, it's not quite as long as it would have been had I told them at the beginning. I wasn't worried about their reaction, but because the elder 2 obviously they were old enough to know what was going on when I was pregnant with and having Aiden, so they've done that before, and I just wasn't sure that they'd be as excited this time round, but I couldn't have been more wrong. Merrin, when we told her, I actually filmed it and put a clip into my announcement video, which I will link up in the top corner so you can check it out. But she just filled up with tears and she just jumped up out of her seat and ran over to give me a hug, and she was just so emotional and so happy and excited, and it was the most amazing thing to see. It was just lovely, and Dylan was jumping up and down and just kind of saying how excited he was, and both of them, well, Merrin, for the couple of days after we told them, and I'm not exaggerating, it was literally like every hour or so she'd just come and find me wherever I was in the house and say, "Mummy, I'm so happy, I'm so excited." And Dylan has asked, if he's asked once, he's asked 1,000 times how many more days he has to wait until he gets to meet the baby because he's so excited. And I just couldn't be more thrilled with their reaction to the news. They're just amazing. I'm so pleased. Aidan, bless him, is only 3, so he didn't really have a Scooby-Doo what was going on. He knew that it was something to be excited about because the others were getting so excited, so he was excited, and he has said things like, he asked me if the baby's just going to pop out of my tummy and how long it's going to be in there, and he is excited and happy, but I don't think he fully understands what's going on. He said a few times that he's excited to be a big brother, and he said to me the other day that he wants a baby, but it has to be a real baby and not a toy baby. So he's getting there, he's kind of understanding it, and from what I can tell so far, he seems to be really pleased and excited, and I hope it stays that way. We've obviously already told family and friends now, and I just wanted to say a massive thank you to anyone who watched, commented on, liked and sent me messages after our pregnancy announcement video. We broke the news on New Year's Day to our friends and family and uploaded the video as well. That day was just a complete blur of happy messages and lovely well wishes, and people blew me away on that day. I feel quite emotional talking about it because I will always remember that day. Thank you so much if you watched and commented or liked that video or sent me a message. It really did and really does mean the absolute world. So that's it for my second trimester update. I can't quite believe that I'm there already, and I hope that the rest of the pregnancy doesn't go quite that fast. A third of the way through is pretty mental. I think from now on I probably will do weekly updates. I know I've squished a couple of weeks together in the last couple of updates, but I kind of feel like now things start to really get rolling and there's more to talk about, and I've had the scan, so I've put my mind at rest from that point of view as well. So I will try and do weekly updates on my channel. That is my aim. And if you have anything specific that's pregnancy related or not pregnancy related that you'd like me to talk about or cover in a video, please do leave your suggestions below. I would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Thank you again for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one.